My name's Joe, and you're probably wondering why I've got my head hanging out the van window like a dog. Well, it all started 3 years ago. I blanked in Sweden, and it's bugged me ever since. I've caught carp all over the UK, and more recently in France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Poland and Czech Republic. But Sweden, it got the better of me. Vengeance was required.
Oh, the relief!
At the end of April, I travelled to Sweden to meet up with my good mate Gary for a week of fishing. The main goal, of course, was a Swedish carp, but we couldn't ignore the country's other incredible species. Big perch, pike, even sea trout filled the gaps between carp sessions. If you want to see that side of the trip in full, then check out last week's video with some of the most epic fishing I've ever experienced in some truly stunning locations. But back to this video. After a full day chasing perch, we made a 4-hour drive to the first carp venue of the trip, arriving just a couple of hours before dark.
You got me exclusive. I'm so high, open lucid. You take me to a safe place. We steady on the same pace.
Oh man! From England!
Yes.
Nuffinbutfishing! Hey now, what a pleasure!
Nice to meet you. This channel has just ticked over 40,000 subscribers, which I'm immensely proud of, and it's all thanks to you lot watching. Without your support, trips like this simply wouldn't be possible. Getting recognised on a random lake in Sweden was surreal, but also a reminder that the content reaches far beyond the UK. So thank you to every single one of you who supports the channel. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any weekly upload. Oh, and if you ever spot me in person, gifting me a beer is always appreciated.
Thank
too.
you. Nothing. Welcome to venue number 1 on my quest to get a carp from Sweden. I'm actually 3 days into my trip. If you haven't seen last week's video, then you may have missed the fact that this is a week-long trip for all sorts of species, but this video, of course, is dedicated for the carp. I have been after sea trout and perch so far, and tomorrow we're after pike, but right now I'm trying to catch some carp, and this is venue number 1, as I said, which is the relentless. Now, apologies if you're Swedish or know how to speak Swedish. I may have absolutely butchered the pronunciation of that, but it's in the very south of Sweden. We're actually quite close to Copenhagen, not a million miles away from there, which is where I landed a couple of days ago. And hopefully we can get amongst something on this trip. Now, I did get here yesterday evening after a 4-hour trip from where we were fishing yesterday for the perch. We got here with probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of daylight left. So it was very much a case of get kit to swims, get sorted. But I saw that the weather was nice, it was quite calm, the sun was out. So I started putting out some dog biscuits and did actually get them to start taking, though not with any kind of gusto or any competitive nature. They take the odd one here and there. Got the surface controller out, but more of a hope than actual thought it was going to happen. And sure enough, I didn't manage to get one off the top. I then got the rods out on the deck for the night with the help of Gary, who I'm with on this trip. Again, if you haven't seen last week's video, you may not know, I'm out here with Gary Benny, and he has taken me to all these different places, and this is definitely a good shout for getting my first carp from here. There's fish up to just over 40 pound in here, but from what you told me, they're all absolutely stunning, beautiful fish, and there's a good chance of catching them where I am on this lake in particular in spring, because I'm on a little pontoon jetty, something like a brigger, I think he's calling it. The fish like to go around this, but it is also quite slaggy with some rocks. So I'm fishing just off this area. Fish are pretty much locked up. And that was the plan of attack going into last night. Well, last night was very productive if you look at it from a sleep perspective, and it was much needed because a few days of fishing, traveling, not much sleep, my body was crying out for a bit of rest, and it certainly got that last night. Up until a point, about 4:30 last night, we had a thunderstorm which woke me up. Wasn't in the forecast, so that was a bit bizarre waking up to thunder and lightning, but still cool to see. I always love a storm. Got back to sleep, woke up again just on sunrise and thought, oh, I'll doze a bit longer. That doze lasted for about 2 hours because I came to with the sun much higher in the sky. Missed call from Gary saying, you should be up working on the catching of fish. So I feel a bit more rejuvenated this morning. The rods are going to come in a second. I'm going to head round to see Gary and his friend Christopher, who's been fishing for the bream. He had a huge bream last night, just shy of 20 pound, which bream aren't my cup of tea, but seeing them that size, it was impressive. And from looking across this morning, it looks like he's had a few more as well. So we'll go around, have some breakfast, have a look at the bream that he's probably been catching, get back and go about the day. How we're going to catch them, not sure, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I'm feeling confident, as I always am, and hopefully today I'll get something before we go into the second night on this venue. I've been doing this for 20 minutes or so. The first mixer has just been eaten. Things are improving. And funny enough, that first mixer was eaten when it stopped raining, so I think these fish in here just don't want to get wet or something. And to everyone else on the lake that hasn't seen I put a GoPro in the tree, it looks like I'm talking to a tree. That stupid Englishman. Well, I thought I'd give you a little update to camera because as much as I like to make these videos polished, I feel like every now and then you need a piece directly to the camera to tell you how I'm feeling right here, right now. And to be honest, I'm panicking a little bit because although, yes, I'm not going home till Tuesday night, there's still a lot of time to catch a fish. Until you caught that first fish on a session, there's always pressure and you feel like, oh, is it going to happen? Am I going to blank on this trip as well? And with the added sort of edge to this being the fact that I can't just pop back here next week because I'm in a different country, the pressure's really on to catch something. So I'm enjoying myself, I'm enjoying being here, of course I am, but there is that big nag in my head that you're going to blank, Joe, you're not going to catch anything, you're going to look an idiot. And I think we all have those feelings. So this is me raw talking to camera how I feel right now, and I'm not feeling overly confident despite the fact I've seen loads of fish today. I've been trying to get them on the surface, and I'd say in total I've had about 10 mixers taken, but there's been like the odd mixer here, the odd mixer there. I've been seeing them going around under the surface, they've been following each other around, going around in the margins and stuff. I tried zigs for that fact because they weren't taking off the top. So I tried the deck, I tried zigs, I've tried the surface, and I still feel no closer to catching one than I did when I got here yesterday. So that's just how I'm feeling. I'd love to say I'm feeling overly confident, but until I see really positive signs of fish where I am, that's just how I'm feeling right now. So yes, I'm behind rods at the moment. They could go off at any second, but it's an odd one. I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself to catch here, and it's starting to make me fish poorly. So slow down, relax, watch the water a bit more. I have seen some feed in, and the fish has just rolled to my left. Literally as I turned around, one flat splashed on the surface. They've been active today. That's the main thing I can take from this. They've been very active, moving around all over the place. So, and as I'm talking, there's another one cruising just in front of me. So the fact they've been moving around lots and clearly not feeding much because they haven't taken much off the top and only a couple of fish have come out today, I'm hoping that they're going to get their heads down tonight. We'll see. My head's starting to go. I've done this piece to camera probably 10 times. I'm not happy with any of the takes, but that's the one you're getting.
I spent the rest of the day staying mobile, trying to make something happen before finally fine-tuning and baiting at my spot for the night. All that effort for a little reward meant I'd worked up a serious appetite, so a trip to the other side of the lake for a barbecue with Gary and Christopher was much needed. Fed and watered, I headed back to my swim to settle in for the night and soak up the surroundings. And another beer.
Well, we just enjoyed an absolutely beautiful sunrise, but unfortunately nothing happened once again last night. And despite being in the flying peg and you fishing the spots which are normally almost guaranteed bites. It just hasn't happened, and I've done everything I can do. It's just one of those things that you can't guarantee carp will behave how you want them to, and that's just how it's been. So got to bring the rods in now. We're off pike fishing for the day today, looking forward to that, but we're not done on the carp front. We've got another 2 nights ahead of us from tomorrow onwards, so I'm still confident I'm going to get a Swedish carp this trip. Just wasn't to be on this lake.
Once packed down, we hit the road again and met up with Henrik for a day's pike fishing, once more surrounded by the unspoilt beauty of Sweden. I must admit though, the thought of catching a carp on this trip was beginning to weigh more heavily on my mind. Back to garage by midnight, we got some much needed rest, ready for one final push in the pursuit of that elusive carp. Today the day?
Hey?
The clock's the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
Your cock is ticking? Well, that means
I've written that more than page, didn't I?
Well, it means we might catch some fish today if you're feeling that good.
Oh, it's been a long week, and this is the last ditch attempt to go and get me a Swedish carp. Please tell me you're feeling confident.
I'm feeling very confident because the lake I'm taking you to, if you don't catch there, you need to give up.
It's a kiddie's lake, basically. Now I'm very aware that this video will be extremely heavy on the voiceover side of things. That's just because we are cramming every available moment into the fishing, travelling, doing all sorts. So apologies I've not done much to the camera, but we are doing our utmost to try and catch some fish. And this morning we've come to a lake which is, it's basically the sheer water of Sweden according to Gary, but it's bitter cold. We're in the wind, horrible northeasterlies, and it's getting down to 0 degrees tonight. When if you think when I got here, shorts and t-shirt, 20 degrees weather, it was lovely. So the weather's not on our side, but we've come up with a little bit of a plan, and it's going to be quite an intensive plan in that we're going to wind in from here. I've just put out a load of bait, so this is a backup plan if we need to come back here to hopefully get a bite. We're going to head to another lake now, do a recce, go out in the boat, find some spots, probably a bit of pre-baiting, go back to Gary's again for tonight, get some sleep, up early before sunrise I'm guessing?
Sorry?
Before sunrise tomorrow? To go for sea trout tomorrow, and that will be in last week's video, so you would have saw that already. After that, we're then going to head to the lake that we're going to now to recce and pre-bait, fish there for the day, the evening, the night, and in the morning, if we haven't had anything there, we'll reassess, but there is the option to then come back here for the final few hours before I've got to go to the airport to try and get a fish there. So we have crammed every available moment. Yes, we're not fishing tonight, but in this weather, 0 degrees, it's just not feeling good for a bite, and I don't think either of us are going to fish at our best when we're just cranky, grumpy and not enjoying the weather. So that's our plan we've just come up with while sat there shivering behind these motionless rods to try and catch the Swedish carp. It's going to happen. It will happen.
You're going to get a fish.
I'm going to catch it. If not,
even if I have to go and get one from a fish farm
or one from the supermarket, it's going to happen. But we are putting everything into this. Hence why I've not been stopping and doing vlogs like this, because there hasn't genuinely really been the time to do it. Right, he's doing all the packing up. I might keep talking to camera because this is quite nice having someone pack up for me. He's stopped. All right, camera away.
When you light up a room, light up a room, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And I just stare in your eyes.
This is the last ditch attempt. I say that, there is a tiny possibility that if it doesn't happen here, we gotta go to the lake that we tried yesterday, but it's looking good here. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
You take me higher, higher, higher. Can you take me higher, higher, higher? Can you take me higher, higher, higher? Can you take me higher, higher, higher? When you're all over the night.
Have to do that.
Well, you know what? I thought he might like me a little bit more if I help him out, because I haven't done so much of that already.
Yeah, this guy here, he's done nothing for me all week. I've just come back from filming a bit of B-roll and baiting up. He set up camp.
I thought it was about time, you know, because Maybe that's what you need to catch a fish.
Yeah, it is. You to actually have some input and help out. I'm joking, of course. We're nearing the very end. That sounds very ominous, but you know, from this far into the video, it's been a grueler. You done?
Sorry, barbecue.
Thank you. Barbecue time. It is barbecue time indeed. It's a gorgeous evening. It is now or never, really. And we're just going to enjoy the evening, have a few beers, have some sausage, and just hope that one of these rods rattles off. And if we do get one, it will be a boat job. So all of these have gone out with the bait boat, dropped on different spots. But from what Gary has told me, there's lots of gravel bars, lots of nastiness out there, lots of weed. And you said you've landed one from the bank before?
Yeah, only one from the bank, and that was just because it dove its head in a weed ball and just came in like a dog on a lead. But everyone else, you never get them from the bank.
So I've had one experience of playing a fish in a boat before from my old syndicate a few years ago. I spun around like a spinning top, ate loads of mosquitoes, and lost the fish in a reed. So there's two of us here for this one. So if I do get a fish, which I'm confident of, 4 rods out on good spots that we pre-baited yesterday and have gone out nicely today, we'll be hopping in that boat and we will be coming back with a carp in the net.
Let's hope so.
More confidence, Gary. More confidence. There's a reason Gary's are dying out.
That's right, yeah, we're so negative.
Great, isn't it? Is there a gravel bar there?
Yeah, just go really gentle.
Probably can't see, my legs are going like mad.
Oh, that absolutely screamed off.
Those other two were roach.
Yeah.
That's what a carp does. Right here now. I might just grab.
Yeah, we'll get the net and we'll take it easy, but be careful those pads on the left, on the right, sorry. Oh, sorry. Try and get that in. Do you want me to net it for you, or do you want me to do it on purpose?
I don't want any fumbling from me. So
hopefully he's got a bit of weed on his head and he don't want to go to those pads. He's coming quite. Oh, nice fish, mate. Steady Eddie, steady Eddie. Yeah. Whatever you do, don't stress. No, if he makes any runs towards lilies, just go, we've got the boat, just never sort of worry about it. You're doing really good. You're doing really good. It's nice when the leads drop off and they come up over that, because that's so weedy out there. Yeah. He's coming in nicely.
what a bite.
Is it common? Yeah, nice dark common. You see what I mean about that jet black? That says that leader on the rod now. We're in, Joe.
Oh, the relief!
Talk about leave it to the last minute. We've got to pack up in a minute.
Oh, the relief!
Well done, mate.
Gary. That was only dropped an hour and a half ago, so I had to redo them all. All 3 rods bar that island rod's been done this morning.
Let's sort out some of this mess.
We've got one in the net. I've worked hard for this one, so a little recap on what happened last night. Lovely, thanks for that, Gary. Lost one. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I had a roach on the first rod, then I had another occurrence on the right rod. Hook point was dinged, the lead was nearly off but not quite.
a bit of a weird bite on braid. I tried to convince myself it was another roach, but I think deep down we both know I got done. And then, I'm not even sure what time of the night it was, the same rod that I'd lost one on last night, bobbin just hit the deck. Nothing else happened, wound in, and everything was gone, like I've been cut clean off. There's some big pike in here, they've been going around hitting the roach. That's my only thought that that could be. Then another occurrence this morning, nothing there, and then dropped the rod again. Within minutes of before the boat was even back, I got hit by a roach, wound it in. I was at an all-time low. Gary can probably sense that as well. He stayed in bed, stayed out my way, which is probably a good thing. And yeah, I just been snoozing in bed, thinking that's it. We're gonna have to go to this Runswater for an hour or so later on. And the middle rod, which I dropped only an hour and a half ago, on braid, has just busted off. So unfortunately, I didn't have the bite cam on. The camera died before I put it on. This is a long rant to camera, but I'm just summing up this whole trip as being a long old trip. Carp have eluded me for 2 trips, and I finally have one in the net, and it's a beautiful looking common. Done it. Challenge complete. The day is still young, Gary.
Might get no one yet.
I know this bit is somewhat irrelevant, but still. £3.9. Yes! Thank you. Oh. Bigger than we would have had from yesterday's venue there. Stock pond. Oh, worth the wait. When I make these films and make these plans, obviously you always want it to go according to plan. This trip, I've got all the beautiful shots, I'm in the stunning country, but these fish just would not play ball until the final morning. Oh, this fish is something else. And this is the reason I came back, the main reason I came back to Sweden. Of course, we've caught lots of other fish this week, some monster perch, some pike, but this is what was bugging me since my last trip to Sweden. And I think you'll agree, that was worth coming back for. Jet back, the take this took was just incredible. Look at the size of that dorsal. Pristine, potentially uncaught. I mean, a lot of these waters around here, they aren't fished for, what Gary's been telling me. In fact, get in here, Gary, he's not really been in the video much. You're the reason I'm holding this fish.
It's good work.
So,
well, one thing's for sure, that this fish has definitely not been caught in about 12 months, because
you've had most of them.
No, but they there's not really anyone fishing here, and you know, they do get left to their own devices, and when you think there's only sort of like 6 to 7 fish get caught per year out of this lake.
Yeah, and I've lost 2 of them already. But let's not dwell on that. Let's have a look at this one more time, because that is going to make me, one, very stinky on the plane home in a few hours, but extremely happy.
Beautiful fish.
Ah, thank you, Sweden. I've kissed the fish. You want me to kiss you?
I'm not there, no.
Get in. Well, this guy is ready to go back. As you can see, I'll try one more lift. Get in. What a fish. He's ready to go. Made my trip. Couldn't ask for much more. Back as strong as he came in. Yes.
I'd have been happy if this was where the day had ended. Finally, a Swedish carp to my name. But seeing as we'd crammed every possible minute of the trip with fishing so far, it would have been rude not to squeeze a bit more in. With just a few hours left before my flight, we flipped the rods out on a new venue and enjoyed multiple bites, this time however, without the pressure of needing a fish. And finally, a huge thank you to Gary for having me over and making this trip what it was, and to everyone else I met and fished with along the way. Until next time, Sweden.